Tiana Speter here for another episode of A Peek Behind the Lines. And as of this week, we will officially have Chicago rock legends Alkaline Trio back in Australia. And joining me today to chat all about it is none other than Atom from Alkaline Trio. Atom, thanks for hanging out today.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I almost went full movie phone, like, hello, and thank you for having Adam on your show.
Let's do it. I think we should do this more
I,
often.
I think that was it. That's all. It's like press one to hear answers to questions.
Yes, press one to listen to Alkaline Trio. Well, we could do this and have it ongoing, and you could just voice all about my interviews in future, and then I don't need to do it. I can just swap for
Exactly.
Adam. Well, you are about to imminently jump on a slightly lengthy plane ride to come out to Australia, and we have some huge shows ahead starting this week opposite Dropkick Murphys with Alkaline Trio, a bunch of sold out shows as well. But it is the first time we've had you guys on our shores in over a decade, which blows my mind because I don't know what time is. But how pumped are you to be heading back to Australia after all this time?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I feel like the band is long overdue for a visit, as it were. But more than that, just the shows. And so I'm really excited to see how people, if people are remembering the songs. I'm glad that they can access the songs when we're not there. You know what I mean? That there's that ability with those round plastic things that go on record players, whatever those are. And so hopefully they haven't forgotten too much about what we have to do. And it's exciting to go back. It's exciting to show up and hopefully make everybody dance their pants off.
Yes, I like this. This is what we all need in 2024. And you have been extremely busy since the last time you've been here. This year alone, you, of course, unleashed the brand new album Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs back in January. You've had a bunch of headliner festival shows as well since the release. Tell me, how has the reaction been to the new material in a live setting with these recent shows?
It's pretty exciting because people do know the material. You know what I mean? And you can just tell. It's like you've definitely had the experience when you play a new song and people are kind of like, okay, yeah, I think that's on the new one. Okay, and they're kind of they're still smiling and kind of bobbing their heads, but this has been different. This has been people are definitely singing along and seem to know 90% of the words, if not all of them, and that's a big tell. That really lets you know that people have spent time with the music and obviously like it. So it's been great. It's been really fun.
I love to hear that. And that's a very good percentage. And I think going into that, like, not to make you play favorites or anything, but has there been a song, A, that seems to be a fan favorite from the new record from your perspective on stage, and one that you have enjoyed the most playing live? Has there been a newbie that has surprised yourself or been surprised by the crowd's reaction?
Sure, sure. I think people really love Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs. I think that it's just got such an immediate chorus. It's like everybody can kind of sing along with, even if you can't sing like me. So it's good that I don't have a microphone, but I'm back there. I'm just belting it out. Ultimately, that is a really fun song to play, but also really fun to play the Hot for Preacher song. That's really it's it's crazy. It's like crazy sounding on the record, but actually playing it live, it grooves and has such a fun vibe to it. So, and we've been in the States, we were playing that first a lot. So I'm hoping to mix up the set and play it in a different place. And you sort of enjoy songs differently when they're in different parts of the set because you've calibrated to the room and everything else that's going on. And usually the first song is just like it's just gone and you're like, okay, I'm alive, everything's fine. Second song, let's figure this out.
Yeah, well, and I want to touch on that because I spoke with Ken from Dropkick Murphys last week, and he mentioned that they'll be mixing up their set list for the two back-to-back shows in both Melbourne and Sydney. Now, I don't want to give away all the secrets for Alkaline Trio ahead of time, but we've got 10 studio albums to play with. As you said, we've got a little bit of new material that's been kicking us as well. How does the set list decision process go these days? Like, have you got it locked and loaded for Australia, or are you just still tentatively working that out?
Well, I mean, we have like a template. We're like, okay, we'll work off of this, and then we'll kind of see what happens on the day. We'll get there and realize like, oh, this is actually I want to play this, or I'm feeling better about this, or whatever it is that makes kind of changes it. But there's sort of a loose template that we'll work off of, and then for the shows that we have like multiple nights, I think that we're gonna mix it up. I think there's gonna be a couple jaunty little surprises.
Oh, jaunty is one of my favorite words, so I'm instantly on board with this.
Yeah,
But
I mean it's underused,
it
really.
is. Thank you so much for bringing it into the public eye more and more. You're already becoming my favorite person, so thank you for that. But look, we're about to make some new Aussie memories for you when you come here. But looking back, it's not your first visit by any means. Like, what is an Australian memory that instantly springs to mind that you will never ever forget, whether it's good, bad, or other?
I mean, I've had many experiences, obviously with some of the wildlife of Australia. I've played some really big shows at the Big Day Out and the Soundwave festivals. I've had some really good times with that stuff. Traveling, like when you're on those festivals and you're sort of like everybody's on the plane, especially like when it's the nighttime plane, like, oh, we're flying to the next city that night. And it's all the bands. It's just all the bands on one plane, and it's absolute chaos. And people are just like losing their mind. And then there's like five random normal passengers that are like, what is going on? Like, what happened here? Those nights were super fun. I love running in Australia. I love going running in Brisbane, and I mean every city really, but like I've got some really um, familiar routes that I'll do that I really enjoy, that kind of stuff. And the wine, I I I want to say that I remember the wine, but then I kind of don't remember the wine. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a good
that
sign.
means it's really good. Yeah.
Mm. So are we a white wine or a red wine drinker?
I am. I do not discriminate.
Oh,
I am into the Pinot Grigio as far as the white. Nothing sweet. I like it dry. As far as the reds, I don't like anything too perfumey or fruity. And this is going way too deep. Yes, I like both.
good answer. That's the best way to be. I can't tell the difference between like I can tell the difference between red and white. That's as far as I go with it. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, then there's like other colors too. Not for wine, but so you know your colors though.
thank you.
You're doing
Well,
great.
I'm just ticking so many boxes today. It's great. Now, let's talk about you a bit more. I read an article earlier this year, and you were summed up as punk's professionally promiscuous prime percussionist. I'm very glad I said that
Son
slowly
of
and had it written down.
that guy
But
was paid by the P, just so you
yeah,
know.
sponsored by the letter P.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
article gave a bit of an insight into your journey from working in a skate shop to avoid work, going to church to becoming renowned as one of the best drummers in the scene. Leaping off that, what are you most proud of about your musical journey so far? And what is one of your biggest creative inspirations these days? Because I don't want to pinpoint age or anything like that, but you have been doing this for a fair while now. What is inspiring you and keeping you excited about this journey?
I mean, the things that inspire me today are kind of the same things that inspired me when I was 19. Um, Getting to play music with people that love playing music is the coolest thing. I really can't explain it to people that haven't had that experience. But when you're playing with people that are invested and excited, and you're writing music, and it's just kind of happening like together, and there's that synergy there, that is like the most inspiring thing. And like good songs are always inspiring. So when somebody comes with an idea and it evolves into a song that everybody's excited about, that's like it's the best feeling. You're just like and so you're kind of craving that feeling, and you always want to get back to that. But honestly, that's the best thing to have, because then if a song isn't doing that, it's like, next, let's move on.
Yeah, it's a really good metric to read it against. And I feel like it's so exciting to see a band still so excited about what they do. And then to see a crowd like looking at all the vision of what you've done this year and some of your shows, just seeing the connective moments that you are fostering still and growing and even growing
Yeah,
beyond generations. That's what I'll keep love seeing with so many bands is just seeing these generations of people coming together at these shows. So I love hearing that it still inspires you and you still are looking for those moments. It's fantastic.
absolutely. And I mean, it is like that too. It's like you get like parents that have brought their kids, and he's like, this is my dad's favorite band. I'm like, oh, but you don't like us. And he's like, no, I love you guys. I know this song. I'm learning this on the guitar and that. It's like, okay. And they're stoked. They're just super psyched. So it's really fun to watch, like, say dad or mom or whatever, like they're watching their kids talk to us, after the show or something, and they're just like so stoked that the kid is meeting us, but then also that the kid likes it. Like I think that that's kind of a thing. Like as a parent, I am not a parent, so I don't know, but you want your kids to like cool stuff, and obviously what you think is cool is the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice. It's almost, it's not validation, but it kind of is a little bit. You're like, oh, I have good
I think it
taste
is.
and I've
Yeah,
passed it
yeah,
on. So I'm doing well. I'm not a parent either, but I can imagine that's how I would feel. It's like when I can convert someone to like music that I like, I'm kind of like feel a little bit chuffed on the inside.
yeah. I mean, how many times have you like, oh, you got to check out this band, and then you're playing it for them, and you're just watching them.
That's right.
Do
Yeah.
you like it? Do you like it?
And you're like watching for every like facial tick or something. You're like, oh my God, they hate it.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy to hear that. And obviously, you're going to experience a lot more of that when you're here, and it's only going to continue. But to finish us off today, I also asked Ken from Dropkick Murphys this one. So let's see if we get a different or similar answer. Can we get a sneaky peek inside the Alkaline Trio live world? What is an essential item or items that we would find on the Alkaline Trio rider?
I mean, there's so many basic, normal things, right? Like it's all just like the standard stupid stuff. Is there anything fun? Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, we I think the most exciting thing about it, about the we get a steamer for the suits, and Dan
Classy.
steams the suit and makes sure it's wrinkle free. I mean, that's like probably the least rock and roll thing that we have back there, besides lots of liquid IV and Cliff bars and a couple bottles of wine.
It's very classy. Well, Ken's was coffee and cigarettes, so I feel like it's a nice balance between everything. You've got everything covered between the two bands with all the bases there, I feel. So
Within the building, we're going to be fine. Yeah,
yeah, we're all
absolutely.
sorted.
Something
It's fine.
There's going to be something for everybody for
That's
sure.
it. Well, we cannot wait to have you back here. I know you're about to jump on a plane tomorrow, so I won't keep you any longer, but thank you for your time. Bring on Alkaline Trio and Dropkick Murphys in a couple of days. Can't wait.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you for having me.